Hey ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. As always, it is Nick here, back through daily crypto news and analysis. And today, we're going to be talking about Ripple and XRP. As you guys already know, I'm very bullish on this asset, but we are seeing a lot of speculative price targets come out of nowhere. You know, $65 to $600. We're going to be talking about that. We're also going to be talking about some major innovation happening around the world in regards to BIS as well as SBI. So, sit back, relax, and before we fully jump into this video, I just want to ask if you guys are an XRP holder, definitely hit that like button, subscribe, and turn notifications on. Also, comment down below your bull run target points for XRP in terms of price. I just want to hear you guys. I want to, I'm just curious. So, overall, we know that XRP is up currently about 433% year to date. But I do think that this has a lot more room left in it to grow. And I think ultimately when we're talking about the end goal for, this bull run, I think it has a ton of upside potential. Comparing it to a lot of these other assets, I think that, the percentage run that we could expect is a lot more in terms of getting to $10 to $15, for an example. That's my target points. Of course, I'm more so conservative so that, I don't give you guys that hopium or anything like that, but we're going to be talking about those targets that I have labeled in the video. So, without further ado, let's move on. So we do see here, incoming New York mayor wants crypto taught in schools. Now, this is not a big surprise to me, but I think that this is great to say the least. First off, when I was in school, we didn't really get taught anything, viable or useful. We've always got taught, the regular stuff that's been getting taught for 100 years plus. So when we're talking about crypto being taught in schools, I fully agree with it. In fact, I think that it's great for exposure for a lot of individuals who actually learn about the evolutionizing, technology that could pretty much revolutionize these major markets like finance. We talk about micropayments, we talk about DeFi, we talk about NFTs, gaming. There is so much potential behind crypto, and we're barely scratching the surface of, adoption or even just innovation with it. So I think that this is great. In fact, it doesn't surprise me, like I said, when we're looking back on Hedera Hashgraph partnering with major, colleges that want to teach DOT technology. So I think that this is incredible. And like I said, I think that this will go hands down as one of the best things to actually incorporate into our system, which is teaching individuals and younger individuals, what the future could look like. In fact, we do see here that Adams described cryptocurrency as the new way of paying for goods and services throughout the entire globe. And that is the base point, right? It's going to be adopted globally, and I do think that it is only a matter of time before people actually really see the value behind it. And we also see here the new way of thinking brought about blockchain technology and digital assets. We must open our schools to teach the technology, to teach this new way of thinking, and it is essentially the new way of thinking. It's the new way of paying. It's the new way of receiving payments. It's the new way of going about life. A lot of people don't realize what blockchain and Bitcoin is. A lot of people don't realize what Ethereum is. A lot of people don't even know about half of these assets. If you talk about XRP, people are like, what is that? I remember when I had to break XRP down for, my friend of mine, and he didn't know about crypto at all. In fact, he was talking more so about Dogecoin. And then I told him what ODL is. I told him about nostril accounts. I told him about Swift. Nobody knows about these things. If you told somebody, hey, $27 trillion right now is trapped in these pre-approved accounts that are just waiting to be utilized on a day-to-day basis, they'd be like, what are you talking about? That is exactly why we need more exposure to crypto in our school system. I think that a lot of people need to learn more about crypto and be, exposed to other things other than Dogecoin and Shiba Inu. So, ultimately, to sum this up, I think that this is incredible. Let me know what you guys think about that down in the comments below. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about this. So, the Bank for International Settlements has announced today that the Innovation Hub will work with MAS, Banco d'Italia, BNM Official, BCS, Nets, and PayNet to connect the payment systems of Singapore, Malaysia, and Eurozone in an experimental proof of concept. Now, this, of course, is talking about Nexus, a blueprint for instant cross-border payments. Now, we've talked about Nexus in the past with XRP, but check this out. A lot of people are saying, hello, Ripple, BIS connecting Thailand, Singapore, and Euro for cross-border payments. Sounds familiar, XRP Ripple. Now, when we're talking about this, we know that XRP has a huge reputation in Singapore for adoption. We know that they are stepping foot in Malaysia, and we already know that they are working around in the Eurozone. So this kind of gives me a little bit of some, flashbacks to when we talk about things, in terms of adoption happening over in the UK. For example, a lot of people are like, well, with the digital pound, I think that Ripple is working with them. We didn't have confirmation. All of a sudden, boom, we have confirmation. I think when we're talking about Nexus, I think Nexus, we have already had the connections to XRP and Ripple with Nexus in the past in terms of patents and stuff like that. But then we talk about these major areas that they're focused on, and it all leads us back to one name, and that is XRP. In fact, check this out, right? Let's go. Hot off the press, DLT-based money transfer service between Thailand and the US and Europe zones or regions in partnership with, and I'm going to butcher this name, so if I'm saying it wrong, I do apologize, but I'm doing my best, with Bank of Ayodhya. Right, so now with Ayodhya, it's pretty interesting to see because they're announcing the launch of distributed ledger technology-based money transfer service between Thailand and the US of Europe regions. Now, of course, this is partnered with that bank. This is huge. Now, this is I've talked about how big SBI is. It's actually probably one of Ripple's best partnerships to date. And everybody's excited for this. This is a perfect way to end a weekend. Yes, 100% boom. This happened today. November 8th, mind you, November 8th with Thailand and the Europe zones, okay? Now, of course, I'm not saying anything. I am just saying the Eurozones, okay? Understand what is happening. And this got posted today, November 8th at 4:30 a.m., okay? So just know what you hold. This is huge. Now, we also see in the breakdown, okay? Check the breakdown out. So announcing the launch of distributed ledger technology-based money transfer service. We already know. We're excited to see the growing use of RippleNet technology to provide faster, cheaper, and more secure financial transactions between our customer Bank of Ayodhya and counterparty Nium reaching into the US and European regions. Interesting. Bank of Ayodhya is one of the largest banks in Thailand and part of the MUFG leading financial group in the world, has expanded the new experience of payment network globally. Bank of Ayodhya have started to deliver new cutting-edge real-time international money transfer for years, and now amplifying collaboration with Nium has provided the service to more multiple corridors with main countries around the globe. Bank of Ayodhya expects to bring the best experience of financial technology through this partnership. And then we go back to 2018. Bank of Ayodhya has partnered with Ripple to offer the most innovative real-time for cross-border financial transactions between Thailand and Laos by using RippleNet, the next generation payment infrastructure. Okay, so when we're talking about the Asian region, we know that we're growing day by day there. And in fact, we know that we have major innovation happening there. And then we look at this in terms of the Bank of International Settlement talking about Singapore, Malaysia, and the Eurozone. Okay, all of these connections trickle down. Okay, yeah, sure, we're not seeing, major areas being labeled here or anything like that that have direct correlation with XRP, but we know that we have a huge stepping stone in Singapore and Malaysia, and of course in the Eurozone. So this would not surprise me if they were working together at all during this entire time. Now, I do want to talk to you guys about some major price targets. So we're talking about $65 by the end of 2021 and $600 by the end of June of 2022. Okay, I'm not saying that this is 100%. Trust me, I'm just giving you guys the news here. In my mind, I'm still expecting $10 to $15 by the end of this bull run, with possible high targets of $20 to $25. So listen closely, though.
From the bottom to the top, what would that look like for XRP between now and the end of the year? What that would look like for XRP between now and the end of the year is $64, $65 basically. That's crazy, right? Now, what if we get basically this whole move going into next year? What if we go from here to here? What does that look like for XRP? Let's get rid of this one and replace it with this one. Let's say it starts here. What does this look like? It looks like $75 by the end of the year, and $500, almost $600 by June of 2022. That's what it looks like.
Now, like I said, this, in my mind, I don't know. I don't think that this is the base point, but I will say this. Okay, and shout out to John Olzard for this. But he's mentioned in here that watch how fast the big money piles into XRP when Ripple has settlement clarification. Okay, again, when we're talking about the fractal levels, this is pretty much the overall fractal levels of 2013. Here's 2017. And of course, here's 2021 for Bitcoin. Of course, Bitcoin going to 200K will lead us to have some major price targets on XRP. Again, my mindset is a little bit different. And of course, people are calling him a moonboy and all that kind of stuff. Do I agree? Listen, with these targets are extremely high. I just don't think that they are possible this bull run. I do think that $65 could be possible, and the only way I think that it is possible is if we have that massive blow off top on Bitcoin to about like 200K plus, and then we have a settlement during that around that same pinpoint, which would that's like such a fractal level of actually being a possibility. But if we do see that, first off, we do see Ripple IPO, or going to have the IPO. They announce it. We have US-based customers rejoining the XRP team, which I've repeated this multiple times, but I'm just going to reiterate it just because this will allow for the price adoption to actually be brought in. But we do see here, you know, if we did see that, major relistings happening, massive volume influxes, FOMO events happening because we will have major, you know, announcements on like Fox Business, CNBC, as stuff like that in terms of getting the retail FOMO happening. And of course, we will see massive ODL adoption in, you know, US corridors being set up, and the volume will be absolutely massive. It will be crazy. I could see that happening, but the chances are so slim. It is possible, but they are so slim. And I don't mean to be negative. I'm just saying, you know, I'm more so betting on $10 to $15 being the topping point for XRP. Now, we also see in here, Japan's SBI launches an 18 million PE fund with Malaysia's venture tech. Like I said, SBI is moving in on Malaysia. Again, when we're going back here, I've always said it. Be prepared to see things unfold that you don't expect. You know, yeah, sure, we're seeing Nexus being here, but how do we know that Nexus isn't being, you know, utilized by XRP, or I should say XRP is utilizing Nexus maybe? We don't know exactly, but I will say this. A lot of what's happening around the world has direct ties to RippleNet and XRP. Now, we also see here, every big bank will think about crypto trading, says ex-Citi CEO Pandit. Now, we do see here 1 to 3 years, every large bank and or securities firm is going to actively think about shouldn't I also be trading and selling crypto assets. We also see here while numerous big banks have shown signs of offering crypto exposure to clients through indirect investments such as funds, none of them have yet offered direct exposure. I think that we will get to that direct exposure very soon. In fact, in terms of this, the end goal is to buy crypto from your banking app. Being able to buy crypto from your banking app is going to be huge. I think that that is incredible as well for normies and pretty much retail demand. And I do think that we get there at some point in time. It's going to take a little bit of time, but I think more and more banks are coming around and being more comfortable with crypto adoption. And when we're talking about crypto being taught in schools and stuff, this will also streamline that adoption. And I think that this is great for the ever-growing market of crypto. So with that being said, I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys did, definitely leave a like, subscribe, turn notifications on. If you guys want more free content, you guys are more than welcome to follow me on Twitter and join the free Discord down in the description below. As always, I hope that you all have a beautiful day or a beautiful night, wherever you guys are. Just beautiful. Nick, peace out, guys.